Hi everyone, my name is Ava Nakai, and today I will be discussing racism in maternal mortality. More specifically, I will be talking about racism in maternal mortality within the United States. Now, to start, I want you all to look at this picture. What do you see? I see a healthy mother and her healthy baby. This woman also happens to be a woman of color. But what if I told you that this woman had a higher chance of dying during her pregnancy, during her birth, and during her postpartum care than if she was white? You would say, Ava, that's crazy. That doesn't happen in the United States. What do you mean? Unfortunately, it does. And it happens way more frequently than you would think. So frequently, in fact, that we have statistics for it. Women in the United States are 3 times more likely to die of a pregnancy-related cause. Now, why do we think this is? Well, later on I will be discussing that, but first, let's talk about some statistics. Statistics show that Black and Indigenous women have a higher chance of dying due to a pregnancy-related cause than any other woman of color in the United States. Just because of the color of their skin, more women are dying than if they were white. Now, these statistics can fluctuate depending on the area that you live. They can be higher, they can be lower, and poorer and more rural areas are definitely more at risk because the medical centers and hospitals in these areas only have so many resources to offer the women that live there. Let's say you were this woman and this was your baby, and you happened to live in New York City. You would be 8 to 12 times more likely to die during your pregnancy, birth, or postpartum care just because of the color of your skin. In New York City, right here in the United States. Now, in these poor areas, Black women frequent these hospitals more often because of the areas that they live in, whether that be because they're unable to live somewhere else, their family has lived there before, doesn't matter the reason, just because they happen to live in these areas. Their chance of survival during pregnancy, birth, and after decreases 8 to 12 times. And it's been this way for over 100 years. Black women have been discriminated against in the medical industry for years. For example, back in the 1800s, 1845 to be specific, Dr. James Marion Sims came into the picture. And he was given the title of the father of modern gynecology. Now, Dr. Sims conducted research on Black enslaved women. Specifically, these 3 women in this picture. Their names were Betsy, Lucy, and Anarcha. And they were part of official research that Dr. James was working on. He practiced on these women without anesthesia and without consent. These 3 women were taken during their enslavement and they were cut open and studied completely unmedicated. Specifically Anarcha, she underwent 30 unmedicated, non-consented surgeries. Not only that, but these women weren't even recognized for the work that they had done, unwillingly, I might add, until 2010. Almost 2 centuries later, they were recognized. Now, today, we don't have these experimental surgeries and anything of the sort, but Black women across the nation are still facing prejudice in modern medicine, and it's costing them to lose their lives more often than a white woman. And to be honest, this needs to change, and it needs to change now.